If you're operating from clarity, purpose, and alignment, your business reflects that. If you're operating from overwhelm and scarcity, it reflects that too, right? Sustainable success isn't created by doing more. It's created by becoming more aligned with who you're meant to be and who you were designed to be. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany, and this is Unveiling Journeys. I'm so excited to have you here. I have, of course, an amazing guest for you. Let me just tell you just a quick second about me. I love meeting new people. I love connecting with a bunch of really cool people. And someone a year and a half ago said, why don't you start your own podcast? I'm like, I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to do this. But I realized I love people so much that I wanted to tell people about them that the show was born. And so it kind of worked out so that I could spread the word, spread the love. And the more cool people you meet, you can just say, hey, I think I know somebody you need to know. And then you can just ask them, hey, do you know anybody I need to know? And sure enough, a lot of really generous, amazing entrepreneurs, business owners out there that would love to share with you. And one of them happens to be on the show today, which I'm super excited about. And one of the most incredibly hyper-focused, diligent human beings that I look up to and respect a ton, that I think about her once a quarter when I get an email from her that's like, hey, we haven't caught up. I'm like, yes, you're the best. So anyway, with that, welcome, Desi. I'm so excited to have you on today because legit, I tell people about you. I'm sure your ears burning at least once a quarter about me. So tell everybody who you are and what you're up to right now.
Oh, likewise. Likewise, Tiffany. And honestly, I'm really super surprised this hasn't happened yet. What I'm up to. Oh boy, is that a loaded question.
I know. It's okay. We have time. We have
That's
time.
a loaded question. I still homeschool. I'm homeschooling my kids. They're 11 and 9 now. On the business side, I have 3 companies of my own. One is very left brain. It's strategy, structure, operations, infrastructure, all of those pieces. One is very right-brained. It's very creative, very energetic. It's called Catalyst Collective. And then one is very much about getting on stage and getting seen. So that one is called Catalyst Conversations. I am director of operations for 3 other companies and running their backends. I am working with 5 different charities, and I coach for 3 programs.
My goodness, it's so much stuff. So when we first met, she had a time slot that I could book with her that was 10 minutes long. And I was like, girl, I have hour-long slots. What am I doing wrong that you can get accomplished what you need to get accomplished? And you're like, that's all my clients need from me because I've got them down into a system. And I thought, show me your ways. Like I've got it down. Like I have a 15 and a 30-minute slot. Thank goodness I don't even have an hour on my calendar available anymore because you fill the space that you have, right? Like if I could just catch up with you for 10 minutes, like what do we got to do? Like we're going to make it happen and get it accomplished. And then you started sending emails like, hey, we need to catch up. And I was like, this girl is organized. She is so good with all of her time. I need to learn from her. I need to look up for her. Then you started doing events. And I was like, these people you're having come to these events. So I cannot shout enough praises because you have a new, Catalyst Collective that you've started and launched recently, which is why perfect timing for us to come and shout to the rooftops about all this because the Rolodex of people that you have that you're willing to be so generous with and help and get them to get where they want to go is really what's impressive to me. And I'm so happy to be able to tell people about you today and about your story today. And I want to hear it all. So, I want to crack into it. Tell me, let's unveil your journey. Where are you from? Like what did you go to school for? Did you think you were going to be doing this when you were growing up? I want to hear it all. I know there's a lot of stories, so let's unpack it.
Oh, no. This is not what I ever imagined that I would be doing. And do I love it? Absolutely. Do I ever envision doing something different? No. No, I don't. So I will say this. If you had met me 8 years ago, you probably wouldn't have heard me talking about alignment, energetics, solar transformation. You would have heard me talking about systems, processes, technology, operations, infrastructure, more, right? And I have always been the person who can look at something complicated and figure out how all the pieces fit together. And really, my story started long before I became an entrepreneur, very long. So I was born and raised in Central California in Paso Robles. My husband and I met when we were 11 and we started dating when we were 13. And we've been together ever since. And when our son was 1, we started looking at the life we were building and asking ourselves whether that was where we wanted to raise him. And the answer was no, emphatically. So we did something a little crazy, a little spontaneous. We took a month-long trip through 8 different states looking for somewhere else to call home. We ended up in Washington. We found our house within 2 weeks of travel, closed on it in 2 weeks, and moved a month later.
No way. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You
I
know
know.
what you want, though. You'll get it, right?
Right.
Then we organize it.
Right. And you'll hear catalyst interwoven through pretty much everything that I'm doing, right? In California, we went from an 800 square foot house to a 3,800 square foot home on 32 and a half acres here in Washington. Now we're surrounded by pine trees and mountains and lakes, and we are in a town of only 45 people. So it's very, very peaceful. It's very tranquil. It's very serene. And we brought family with us, right? And then more family followed, right? So that's where that catalyst terminology comes with, because I catalyzed my family to move away from California, which is, I did not expect that at all. And I joke that I've been a catalyst for a very long time. I just didn't have the language for it yet. Right? I have a tendency to make a move and create enough momentum that other people start moving too. Is something that I've noticed. And I think that's one of the threads that has followed me throughout my entire life. My daughter, we had her when we moved up here. And when she was 5 months old, I started my first company.
Wow. Wait, what was that birthed from? Like, why would you think I'm going to start my own company? Well, because probably you don't want to commute to go.
You hit the nail on the head. I did not want to be separated from my children for 12 hours a day. I mentioned that I homeschool, so that they're not even in school around other people, right? I didn't want to waste half of their childhood being away working.
Yeah.
So I designed my life around that premise. And has there been iterations? Oh, yes. Yes, there have been iterations of how I show up as a leader, as how I run my companies, as, and at the time that I started the company, I I was not thinking I'm going to build this incredible entrepreneurial ecosystem, right? I was building something that would work for our family. I wanted the flexibility. I wanted to be present. I wanted to be able to homeschool. I wanted to create income without having to sacrifice our lives. And I knew I was really good at figuring things out. So virtually sourced, my first company became the place where I did that, right? Today, I have, because I'm a perpetual student, I have knowledge and experience over 175 different strategies, structures, processes, and platforms.
Right? Yeah, but I'm sure there's that many, but like to categorize them and put them into like a template, oh my gosh, that's incredible.
I know, right? And people started calling me the Desi Button because if something wasn't working, you pushed the Desi Button and chances were pretty stinking good that I could figure it out. Right. And I loved it. And I still love that world. That's why I still have that company running. Is that the one that I push now, though? No, it's not. Because there's something incredibly satisfying to me about taking chaos and creating clarity. Right. And that's kind of where all of this catalyst language that is, I was divinely guided last year to get it up and out because it is what I am here to do. I am here to guide momentum. Not so much from the implementation standpoint. It is more about propelling people forward with their own 2 feet. Right. And there was a catalyzing event, right? This event is one that many people experience, and it is one of the hardest things that you will live through. Right? About 5 years ago, I had a miscarriage. And that was the catalyzing event. The miscarriage itself was devastating, of course. And what followed was something I never expected. I went through a year long of excruciating physical pain.
Oh, no.
That the doctors could not figure out. So at 32 years old, I had a hysterectomy.
No way.
because I was done with the pain. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm grateful because I already have my two beautiful babies. And of course, I'm grateful for them. And one of the things is that gratitude doesn't erase grief. Right. And those two things can coexist together. These are opposite ends of the spectrum. I can be deeply grateful for the children and still grieve the child I lost. Right. I could understand intellectually that my life was still full and simultaneously feel completely disconnected from myself. During that whole entire ordeal, I went through a period of severe depression, anxiety, anger, and overwhelm.
Yeah.
Being the sole breadwinner for the family, that was an incredibly trying period. And life didn't stop, right? The business didn't stop. People still needed me. My family needed me. Responsibility still existed, right? And I was still very good at carrying everything. The problem was that I had spent so much time learning how to carry things that I hadn't learned how to put them down.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I hadn't learned to really listen to myself. I hadn't learned how to create space for what I was feeling. And I certainly hadn't learned how to separate who I was from what I could accomplish.
I think a
Right.
lot of people are doing that. So to be able to talk to people about this is important because they need to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that entire experience, it cracked something open in me for sure. It led me into the world of personal growth and development, which I am in love with because it has allowed me to attain a level of serenity and tranquility and peace and joy in everything that I do that is not available to you if you don't do that hard inner work. It is some of the hardest work that you will do. And it is the most rewarding long term. Right. Um, you know me, Tiffany. When I decide to explore something, I don't just dip my toe in.
No.
I dive in.
Research. Let's go. Yeah.
I say yes, I take that step and I'm here for it. Right. So I spent an entire year immersed in personal growth and development through 12 different events. Um, and I started looking at myself in ways that I never had before, right? Why was I angry? Why did I feel like I had to carry everything? Why did productivity have so much power over how I saw myself? All of these questions that changed me, right? And it wasn't an overnight transformation. It never is. Right. I think sometimes we talk about personal growth as if we have a breakthrough on Tuesday and we're a completely different human being by Wednesday. And
I
that's
wish.
not right. I
Sign
wish.
me up. You create it, I'll be there.
Right. It's it's more like an onion. It's layer after layer after layer after layer because all of this is in our subconscious, in our cells. It's ingrained so much so that you have to continue doing the work. The metaphor I use is that it's a toolbox. You're collecting tools to put in your toolbox to call back on when life gets in the way, when life throws something at you. And just being present to it is the first thing that will move the needle for you in terms of momentum. Because now, I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, I'm still a human here. Right. I have emotions. I have periods that are, those negative feelings. And because I have that presence of mind, I am much faster to shift out of the negativity
Yeah.
than to stay in spiral.
Yeah. It takes training
Mm-hmm.
because you recognize the pattern and you cut it off. And I now in my 40s, I'm like, oh, I'm angry. I can choose gratitude right now, like overcoming it. Because people don't learn that for a while. And I'm mad it took me this long, right? But like still you could trap it and take it and choose your own path, right?
Right. Well, let's take the miscarriage, for example. Today I say that it's a scar rather than an open wound because that scar is still a part of me. It's part of my journey. And there are moments when I can feel it and it doesn't control me the way it once did because I am choosing to share my experience instead of letting it fester as an open wound.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good analogy for it because you keep it with you. You're not just going to let it go or forget about it. It's like,
right. And I mean, a lot of people who are going through trying experiences like this, they try and cut it away from themselves. And that it's never going to work like that. You and I have talked about, alignment and getting back to who you were designed to be. Right. And everything is put in your path for a reason. So if that experience was put in your path, it is meant to teach you something. You are meant to hold that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're meant to hold all of those emotions and not do anything with them, which is where a lot of people are stuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
this
Right.
is really good stuff. So this changed a lot for you in your business because you really had to rewrite how you were operating because you were
Yeah,
carrying everything. How did
I
that
did.
start to shift in what you applied to your clients and your business from there forward?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I have a client about a month and a half ago. I had a session with her. It was supposed to be a group session. It must have been divinely guided because she was the only one who came in, and she came onto the call crying, and she never cries. Right? So I had the presence of mind to set what I had planned aside and said, talk to me. And I think it's really about being able to create that container, hold the space for them to express. And at the end of that call, she was like, I want to say thank you because I have never been held the way you just held me.
Oh,
Right. And there is so much power in that. Was it a difficult conversation for me to stay in that grounded space? Yes. Yes, it was because she had a lot of things happening. And using the tools that I had, I was able to do that and provided a transformation and a breakthrough for her.
wow. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. One of my biggest beliefs is that whatever is happening inside of you, whether positive or negative, that is expanded and amplified in everything else you do. So your
Ooh,
relationships,
yeah.
your career, your friendships, your what have you. Literally everything is expanded and amplified from you. You are the
Uh-huh.
center. That's why I love alignment. That's my favorite phase because if you are not in alignment, nothing is going to work the way you want it to work.
Huh. Yeah. Makes so much sense. Like down to you wake up with a headache, you wake up joyful, you get a lot of money, you have no money, right? Like it's down to like the biggest or the littlest things. It's gonna reflect in everything that you're doing, unless somehow you're some sort of psycho that can hide your emotions, right? Like it's gonna impact those around you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I am joining a call, the inevitable question is, how are you? Right? How are you today? That's always the first question out of people's mouths. I always say I'm always amazing. I am always surprised by the answers I get back. And they are along the lines of, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Right? And I say, it's a choice. Before I get out of bed, I choose to make it an amazing day. I choose to find joy in everything that I do. And if I didn't do that, I would be a hot, stinking mess right now because of everything that I've got my hands in.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
So
Right.
tell me more about how this evolved into your newest creation. Because going from the left side brain all the way to the right side brain, opening that up. And last time we caught up, you're like so excited to tell you all about it. It's like, we need to tell the world about it. Don't just tell me. So like, tell me how that is completing the circle of where you're at right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. It was divinely guided. I was told that this is the path that I'm meant to be on. And it's really an expansion of my first company because everything that is in virtually source, the strategy, the operations, and that all needs to be aligned with who I'm working with or it's not going to work. Right. So Catalyst Collective was started first. And then came Catalyst Conversations, which is the podcast and the events and all of that. But Catalyst Collective is really designed for that hard work, right? I'm you know me, I'm a planner. So I have frameworks. I created the Catalyst framework and the soul embodiment framework. And each of the phases within the catalyst framework has sub frameworks, right? Right? This is just, I mean, and I love alliteration. So they are meant to be memorable, right? The catalyst framework is really designed to be universal in the sense that phase one is like, I call it the awakening. It's the clarity piece. It's clearing the mental fog so a leader can reconnect with the vision and the purpose. Phase two is the stabilization, and this is where the structure comes in. And it's not so much just structure, it's building frameworks that free based on alignment rather than bind you, right? Phase three is my favorite. It's the alignment phase, and that is the soul, right? And it's integrating that inner work that sustains the outer success. And phase four is growth, which is the embodiment, and that's leading from sovereignty and expanding the impact, right? So it's 4 stepping stones. And I'll just give you one example of a sub framework. Let's take soul, for example. Phase 3, the alignment equation, is energy, embodiment, and equilibrium, right? So the goal with that is to integrate those emotional, mental, and energetic alignments with strategy, right? So they are interwoven. All of my companies are interwoven. Virtually Sourced is structure and strategy. Catalyst Collective is breakthrough and transformation, which is the core of what I do. And then Catalyst Conversations is the visibility and authority side of it. It's the home of my podcast. It's the home of the P3 Leadership Event Series, which is going to be incredible. We just filled the last spot for the September event. So,
Yay!
Right? And we have 2 Emmy Award winners coming on and sharing the stage with us during that, right? And it's out of these conversations, right? I speak a lot about not putting up a mask, of not wearing a facade. One, we can't even calculate how much mental bandwidth it takes to hold up a mask and a facade.
Yeah.
So I invite the weird. Please invite the weird. Be yourself. And like attracts like. So the people who are meant to be in your space will come to you because you are being fully yourself, unapologetically, right? Another thing that I use is always operating with intention, of course, and being detached from the outcome. Now, for a lot of people, I've said that and they're like, "Isn't so you're cold?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't mean I'm not human. It doesn't mean I don't feel. It means that I don't let emotions or situations affect how I show up."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean,
Understandable.
I would say I don't know if I told you this. March, I had a team of 14. I let them all go at the same time. Because 2026 for me, what is showing up is simplicity over complexity. And with a team of 14, it was getting highly over complex.
Yeah.
For the last 5 months, I've been managing it by myself.
Really.
Right? And I'm still reading 300 pages a day, right? It's these.
And that's for pleasure, not for work.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
reading is
Yeah.
purely pleasure. So you know this.
Yeah.
I don't believe in balance. I believe in harmony because I do so much on the business side. Reading is purely pleasure because that's my joy. I have been reading since I was 4. I taught myself how to read, and I was reading at college level by grade 1. I love reading. And I think it just points to, as humans, as is our nature, we tend to make things complicated. Right?
Maybe.
And then we complain that we want it to be easier. And in reality, it's all attainable once you're in alignment. Because when you're in alignment, everything falls into place. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, for
Right.
sure. If it's not, there's something else out of alignment, right?
Yes.
Moving
Yes,
all these little
absolutely.
pieces. Well, it's fun to see all this stuff sort of like build itself to this nice little place where you're at, to watch all
Yeah.
this come together. And ironically, right when I can't come in September, because I'm going to do a thing in September, right? But
Yes.
and then to be able to see what it is you're growing into, I see you working these hard hours, but crushing it, but don't have to. Like, why, with everything you've invented and this new inspiration to create all this stuff, why do you keep showing up? Why do you keep caring so much?
You're getting to the heart of it. The heart of it is that everyone deserves to be loved, served, and supported the way that they need. If I stop showing up, I know there are people out there who will not get that love, service, and support that they need. Right? And if I stop showing up, what is that telling my kids? Right? I'm carrying on my legacy in the next generation. If I stop showing up, they're going to stop showing up. Right? And the bigger heart of it is, right? My purpose is that I don't think anybody should go without somebody in their corner. And far too often I hear horror stories of people who have tried to get people in their corner and were left high and dry. And now they've got PTSD from that experience, right? So there's some removing the previous experiences for people. There's some just that are newly in this that need someone to turn to in form of a mentor or a guide or whatever it is. And I like being that space.
Yeah, that's cool. So at this point, people are thinking, I want to know you more. I want to be involved and I want to hear all about it. And I want to come to your stuff. Like, what's your favorite way for people to come find you and hear about your stuff that you've got going on?
Oh, test me. I respond within 30 minutes. You mentioned organization. My email inbox sits at 0. I will respond within 30 minutes. Any social media account, I also respond within 30 minutes. If you text me. The easiest way, though, if you're really feeling called to, just hop on my calendar. It's no obligation. I'm just gonna talk with you, and we'll see where it goes. I am not a fan of sales, so I just, I'm being transparent here. I just let a conversation go where it needs to go. Right. And it's very easy to get on the calendar. It's talkwithdesi.com. It's very, very easy.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then if you're like, if it's in the show notes, go send me a message. I'll get you with her because you're going to want to find out. You're going to want to hang out. You're going to want to see all the stuff that's got coming up. Speaking of coming up, what's on the horizon? What are you working on right now that everybody needs to be looking forward to? Because we're middle of 2026 right now.
I know. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy. Where did the half of the year go? No, what I'm gearing up for right now is Strength and Unity, which is September 10 to 12. And it is going to be an incredible event. We have 26 speakers over 3 days, and it's not just unity as society typically knows it. It's, of course, we're going to touch on unity within teams and leadership and communities and companies and organizations. The deeper underlying thread through this event is unity within ourselves. It's speaking to that alignment piece because it really is the most important. I mean, think about this. You are the most important part of your life. Why are we not taking care of us? Right? So that's what we're gearing up for. I also, I do fun things. We're doing candid conversations for the Catalyst now too. And these are debate style panels. So not typical debate. We're inviting different perspectives. I mean, coming up next week, we're doing grit or grace. Do you push through or do you pause? Right? Right? There's lots of fun things that I'm up to. Definitely connect.
Good. That's perfect. And it like I said, it's in the show notes, but there's always going to be something that I think you may not choose to sit still. You're going to just listen to the calling and keep going with it. Like me, I'm like, I don't have a retirement day. I love people. I love working. I love showing up. I love making connections or whatever it may be. So I don't see like an end to that, as especially if you do what you love to do already, So I think you're going to keep going, and I'm going to need everybody to go follow all of your social media accounts so that way they can.
No signs of stopping on my side.
Yeah, for real, right? We're like so young at this point. And then I want to ask, because we're going to wrap up, what should we leave everybody with? Like, what are your one-liners or nuggets of wisdom that we should end today?
Yes. Well, I will say one of the quotes that resonates so much with me is when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That's Viktor Frankl. And it's a great presencing to that you are the master of your own power, right? When you take responsibility, you hold the power to create change, right? And I would say the biggest nugget that I would leave everybody with is the business you're building will always amplify who you are. If you're operating from clarity, purpose, and alignment, your business reflects that. If you're operating from overwhelm and scarcity, it reflects that too, right? Sustainable success isn't created by doing more. It's created by becoming more aligned with who you're meant to be and who you were designed to be.
These are so good. These are so good. I love what you have is the wisdom that you share. And I love that you're so generous with your time and your gifts that you've been given that you're passing on to other people. I appreciate that you're like, just put yourself on my calendar. Like you've
Mm-hmm.
always said that to me and you've always really meant it. And then you were like, excuse me, by the way, you haven't talked to me in 6 months. Where have you been? And like, you remind me that it's an open invite. So that way you can pour into me. And then knowing the people you reach out to, they're probably going to pour back into you. So it's just such a
Yeah.
mutual thing.
Yeah, and it happened unintentionally too. Someone called me a super connector the other day, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I guess that's true because I'm constantly connecting people.
Connecting people, right? It's like the gift
Right.
that some people have to strive to even own or attain someday. And I'm like, oh, you said the word blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh, you need to know so-and-so. Like,
Right.
it just works as like a giant puzzle in the world. But
Yeah, well, and I mean, no, I don't think even I will ever understand my brain. It just it works that way,
yeah.
and I'm thankful for it.
Me too. Me too. And I'm thankful for you coming on today. I know that we've been long in the making, but perfect timing is everything. And I'm grateful for your time that we could carve out to make you here. And then I'm grateful for everybody who got to listen and you're going to share this and you're going to send it to somebody that really needs to have Desi in their life. And you're going to put yourself on her calendar so that you can be touched with amazingness that she wants to share with you. And that's it. You guys go have a great rest of your day and week or whatever time it is you're watching this. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.